Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your girl Shy Gemini coming to you with another recap for Queen Sugar Season 3, Episode 10. I know I am late and I apologize, but I had a lot going on. I went to a function last night when I was going to do the video. I got home and it was just dead. I went to a function where the drinks were flowing, so it was no way in hell I was coming in on this camera the way I was yesterday. So, but anyway, y'all know how I like to do. I like to just go person by person versus scene by scene because it's much easier that way. And where I'm going to start where actually the show started. And that was with Nova. Nova was doing her speaking engagement and basically reading, I guess, an excerpt from her article about her father, his depression and suicide thoughts or whatever. And she did it in a storytelling, poetic way, in a way that captivated the audience and had everybody listening. And you could tell in their voice, their face, that they really was enjoying what they were hearing. And Remy was there. He was there for support or whatever. Now they're like tied to the hips with each other. But yeah, so they were really receptive. They clapped for her and everything when she got done. The young lady that works with Vi making the pies had actually had the article with her in the New Yorker. And she brought it to Vi's attention. And you can tell on Vi's face she was not too pleased with what she was reading. And that was basically because Nova was telling their business. That's how she saw it. They were telling her their business. And when Nova came to the house later, Vi was like, first of all, you didn't come and talk to me and tell me this is what you were doing first. You're making my brother look weak. And he's not even here to defend himself. You know, that old school mentality, our business is our business. You don't need to be sharing no information with nobody. And you don't need to make him look weak because he wasn't a weak man. But at the same time, he might not have been a weak man, but he definitely had a weak moment. He was stressed and he could have possibly taken his life. So she couldn't understand why Vi was so upset. People have actually reached out to her saying that hearing the story, reading about it, has helped them with issues they may have. So she trying to understand what is the big deal. But again, Vi's old school. You don't put that out there. So she told her, you know, something ain't right with you. You know, you just ain't been yourself, but whatever is going on with you, you need to fix it. And she actually told her that she needed to come to herself. She challenged her to come to herself. So you can tell Nova's feelings was really hurt. Like, man, I thought I was doing a good thing. And I wonder, like, how many more moments of this are the family gonna have? Because her book is based on the family and the farm. More secrets and more things may come out. So this may affect her relationship. She's already got a bad relationship with Charlie. It might make it worse. Vi might turn on it. Like, you never know. So this conversation, I feel like, caused her to kind of change the direction that she's going with Remy. Because when Remy was over there to the house, she told Remy what Vi said. And she actually asked him, did he know what that meant? Basically challenging her to come to herself. And he told her he did. And he started telling his story about his wife again in that situation. I really don't want to go into that no more. But yes, he knew exactly what she was saying. Now, I couldn't really... Did she break up with him? Or did she say she was taking a break or what? But it gave me the vibe that she was breaking it off so she could really figure out what she wants for her life. So whatever what Vi said to her must have really resonated with her, because she just kind of flipped just like that. But I would not be surprised if, again, they will be canoodling with each other and then they're going to even sleep with each other. You mark my words. So poor Ra, they just won't let him live. He's trying his best to do the right thing by Blue. And I feel so bad for him, even after he found out this boy is not his son, and he's still trying to be there. And they just keep throwing these things at him. Department of Child and Family Services showed up to the house. It was 2 ladies and a police officer. Somebody done filed a complaint against Ra. They come in, they asking Blue 50 million questions about, did he eat breakfast? Who wakes him up in the morning? Some of these questions I feel like were irrelevant. What difference does it make who wakes him up? What if the boy had an alarm? What if Ralph was trying to show him how to, get himself up in the morning and get ready for school? What difference does it make? So Ralph Angel, he's pissing me off because while they're talking to him, he's getting angry and yelling at the lady, and he even stood up on her. And I'm like, Rod, you can't be doing that. Like, look, you under the microscope, and I get it. You're frustrated, and it is some straight BS, but you can't be reacting like this, bruh. So she was like, I'm gonna need you to calm down, bring it on down, and let us handle this. We have to do our job. He kept asking who called, but she wouldn't give him no answer. But we all had our thoughts of who we thought it was. Of course, Darla. We thought Darla was calling these people in on him. And I'm like, okay, I thought she wanted it to be amicable and they worked something out without having all these issues. So Ralph called her. He's like, so that's what you want? You gonna call child services on me? Somebody called and put a complaint out. She was like, Rod, I swear I didn't. I don't know who did. I didn't do it. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. So after he gets off the phone with Darla, he makes a phone call to somebody. So then he goes to see his parole officer, but he's not there. But he encounters this old mean, nasty woman who act like she could give 2 shits about what he was talking about. And he was like, I supposed to be getting off of parole in like a month. Is this going to affect me getting off of parole? And she said, well, honestly, it could. I mean, you really can't do or say anything until after the investigation. So Rod's feeling like, 10 steps forward, 20 steps back. So after he gets done talking to her, Tone, his friend Tone, the police officer, shows up. And he's giving him some good advice. Like, man, you gotta keep your cool. You gotta be calm. You can't do that angry black man shit. Like, if you're trying to be on the straight and narrow, you just gotta be cool, man. Like, you want to keep your son. This is what you gotta do. This is the game you gotta play. And that's so true to life. Like, because if he going there being rah-rah and acting crazy, his rights could be gone. They could definitely be gone. So that police officer definitely gave him the right advice. So I mentioned that Rob was on the phone calling somebody else after he got off the phone with Darla. And that had to have been Aunt Vi, because Aunt Vi rushed over there to Darla's house faster than this. And she showed up, and that old witch Darlene, Darla's mother, was there. So basically, Vi read her for filth. She was like, how dare you come in? Me and Ernest have raised that boy, taken care of him. Money really don't mean a thing, which they probably was barely sending that. And now y'all want to come in like Captain Save-A-Ho and take this boy away from the only people that he really know, because he don't know y'all. And then she was like, I appreciate what you and Ernest did for him. And we know Ralph Angel, he's not the most stable. He had a guy there, a convict, standing in the house drinking alcohol and just run down this list. But I'm like, Darla, the same thing that we were saying to Darla. He was good enough to marry your daughter. So now what is this? Why is this all of a sudden changing? Y'all trying to throw y'all weight around and show you got power? Vi read her for filth, and I was so here for it. Like, your daughter been around town, running around with every Dick, Tom, and Harry, smoking crack, not giving 2 shits about this boy. And now when things don't go her way, now y'all want to come in and act like Billy Badass and take him away from his father. Screw y'all. And where's the damn father that told her to tell Ralph Angel the truth? Oh, I was so mad. And then she mentioned the fact that, well, he may not be Blue's father anyway. And I want to say, you know what? Fuck you, lady. I was so mad. I'm like, and even if he wasn't, this man is still trying to be here for this boy after this woman even told him that Blue might not be his father. And he still wants him in his life, and y'all gonna pull him away? And you brought up the fact about Blue pissing in the bed. Do you think ripping him from the family that raised him and took care of him is gonna make it better? Really? Both of you and your daughter and your husband can go straight to hell. So Val was like, you're going to definitely get a fight out of me if you think you're going to take that boy away from the borderline, because he is definitely a borderline. And I'm like, there you go, Val. You should have jumped at it after you said it. So the DCFS lady shows up at Darla's house to talk to her. And of course, the mother is running her mouth, trying to warm up to the lady and be a kiss ass or whatever. And Darla was like, okay, when you want to speak to just me, right? Mom, you can dismiss yourself. Get the hell out of here. So what did Darla expect when she knew that she was getting her mother involved in this? That she was going to try to pull some kind of stunt. She should have known that. I just feel so bad for Ralph Angel. Maybe he should just let him go. It's not even... This is cruel. It's not even worth it, y'all. It's just so much drama, unnecessary drama. She should just go ahead and continue to let that boy be with his father. But just unnecessary. So later on that night, Blue asked Ra why the police came. And he told me it was a misunderstanding. Then Blue got to asking questions about his record and everything. And Ralph explained it in a way that a little kid would understand. So they hugged it out and you know, they can't take that boy from his father. Darla, you know what? I really wanted to root for you, and I still want you to have a relationship with your son, but you just going about it the wrong way. And when it comes out that that boy is really not his, they really gonna show their ass. So I just hope that if she does end up having him again, she don't get hooked on no crack again and leave the boy abandoned somewhere, because she good for that. Miss Charlie, Boss Charlie. Charlie is visiting Colton, and I guess that's Sam Landry's son. And she was like, look here, let me tell you something. I want you to sign your 10% shares over to me. And he was like, I'll give you 5. And she said, no, I want it all. Or I'm going to tell everybody about your money laundering business. You think that'd be cool for your family legacy? And it got him shaking in his boots. And she told him, she said, you want to take your daddy down or you want to go down? She walked away. Well, came back and he signed them papers. He signed all 10% over. So when Charlie came rushing home because Prosper had called. He had failed in the bathroom, getting in the tub. So she had to take him to the hospital. And who shows up at the hospital but a hot Latin lover, Ramiro. And he's there and he's telling Charlie that Prosper's going to have to stay overnight because he took a pretty nasty fall. So, and he canceled his surgery that he was supposed to take. Old stubborn Prosper. So Charlie asked him, like, why did you cancel the surgery? And he said, look at here. I got a couple of friends that had their husbands or their spouse or whatever come in here and they have surgery and they don't come back out. I'm too old to be dealing with this. I don't want to die, basically. So he don't want to have the surgery. I just find it strange. Where is Prosper's family? Where's his daughter? He's been going through all this stuff, losing his home, and nobody's showing up. Really? I just find it so strange that nobody's showing up to see how he's doing. So they're just in the hospital room. Charlie was like, I'm staying with you, Prosper. Of course, he's like, no, you don't have to do that, but she stays. So Romero brings him a blanket, and they put it on him, and then he sits down. And she's like, well, what are you doing? And he said, I'm standing here with you. And I was like, oh, he's the one, Charlie, he's the one. Charlie, please give him a chance. Forget Jacob. Definitely forget Remy. And see what Mr. Romero got going on, because I like him. And I like y'all together. Y'all cute. So, yeah, that was basically it with Charlie. She got the dude to sign on papers, and he gonna have to give in. Now, I saved the best for last. Dumbass Micah. Micah, when we first opened, he was wiping off his shoes, I guess, to take evidence off of them from the fire. They get to school, him and Kiki are walking, and Kiki is actually looking at, I guess, a video about the fire. And she is like, man, they're dumb. Whoever did this is dumb. And she said the same thing I said. Y'all burned down the most important part of this attraction or whatever. You should burn down the big house. If you was going to do that, you burned down what probably we really need to see, which is where they lived in, because it looked like a little shack or whatever. So he spots them dumbass friends, and they let him know that Anthony actually had a visitor from the cops. And I'm like, that fast? Like, really? So the police, when they actually inside the school, the police comes running in and they arrest Anthony for arson. And I'm like, oh. See, it was something in that book bag that was probably left that traced it back to him. And I'm like, oh my God. So now with him being under the fire, he might tell on y'all ass. He gonna put y'all in there and implicate y'all in this fire. And I'm like, y'all so stupid. Y'all really don't understand what can really happen to you all. So when Micah and Kiki is back at his house in his room, she could tell that he was bothered by something. And he pretty much confessed, because I think she asked him, do you know about this fire? And he was like, yeah. And basically, he was there. And she was like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, what were y'all thinking? And they're going back and forth. And then he had the nerve to tell her, well, what are you doing? And she like, damn it, I'm trying to get through school. I'm busting my ass trying to get scholarships. I'm not going to do no shit like that to jeopardize my future. And you shouldn't be doing that either. Charlie told you, if you get in any type of trouble, she yanking your ass out of that school. Well, now, it won't be just you getting your ass yanked out of school. Your ass could possibly go to jail. So I'm like, Micah's really changing. He's starting to take the mentality of those dumbass kids. And I'm like, your ass is going to be in jail. Keep fucking with them. You're going to be in jail. So now he got to worry about what this boy is saying, and if he's going to implicate him in his future, basically. When Charlie finds out what happened, she's going to go through the roof, as she should. And she should kick the shit out of him, because these friends, I knew it. They were going to get him into some shit. I honestly didn't think it was going to be this deep, but I knew it was coming. So that's it, guys. The episode really wasn't like super eventful or whatever. It was just those things that just like really pissed me off. And I'm like, ugh. So, one more thing. Vi and Hollywood had a conversation, and because he had been acting strange this entire episode. And come to find out, it was the anniversary of his wife having a miscarriage for their daughter, I guess she was carrying. So he was all upset and in his feelings. And it basically came out because Vi was complaining about the book and about the article about Ernest. And basically, like, what may resonate with some may not resonate with others. So... And I guess he was saying that it resonated with him because he was struggling at that moment. And I guess he needed some comfort and love. So that was it, guys. Again, Queen Sugar is the best. I love it. So But that's it, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be hot as hell here. We got Lollapalooza going on. Bruno Mars is performing tonight. I so wish I could be there, but those tickets be going so fast. But Beyonce weekend is next weekend. All right, y'all. Thumbs up this video. Share. Please join the family and subscribe to the channel. All right? I'll talk to you later. Bye.